Hey guys, welcome back for more elegiesaya. So come on, let's continue our story. My life in the hospital continues to improve over the next couple of weeks. Aunt Claire drops in almost every day, bringing books and snacks and updates about her search for a place to rent. When she's not here, Aya usually is, and we always find some way to amuse ourselves. As long as there aren't any doctors or nurses around to wonder who I'm talking to. The last thing I need is to get transferred from the burn ward straight to the psych ward. I'm still in a lot of pain most of the time, but it's gradually getting a little more bearable. I even start to hobble a few steps around the room on crutches, which makes Aya clap and practically jump for joy. She can't wait for me to be able to get around better so that I can join her for some exploring. But of course, no amount of entertainment and affection from my loving guardian and ghostly companion could erase all the scars of the past. And it's not too long before I'm forced to face that past again. Jesus. Zachary? You have another visitor.
Huh?
Other than Aunt Claire, no one comes to visit me. Except Aya, of course, and she's already here. Not to mention that the nurse can't see her. In the moments before the new arrival enters my field of vision, my mind races through the possibilities of who it might be. Maybe someone who knew my parents? Or even their lawyer, here to talk to me about their will. But the hard-faced woman in the long coat, who's soon making herself comfortable in the chair next to my bed, doesn't look familiar at all. She doesn't even look like someone who's here to help me. What is this? She looks stern and serious, like a librarian who's about to lecture me for making too much noise. Hovering quietly by my side, Aya eyes her with suspicion.
Hi, Zachary. How are you doing today?
Answer politely.
I'm doing alright. Considering the circumstances, anyway. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
The stranger pauses in a long silence before she speaks again. The ticking of the clock on the wall sounds almost deafening. Finally, she clasps her hands and leans toward me.
My name is Sloane Tyrell.
Sloane Tyrell? It's kind of a weird combination, okay?
I'm a detective. I'm here to ask you a few questions about what you remember from the night of the fire.
A detective? Do you think she's trying to solve a mystery?
I try not to react to Aya's interjection.
But why would she need to talk to you?
Aya, shut up. If I talk to you, she's gonna think I'm crazy.
What's so mysterious about what happened to you?
Before I can even open my mouth to rephrase Aya's questions, the detective continues as she's anticipated my concerns.
I'm sorry to have to ask you to relive what happened. I know it must be hard for you.
But it's standard procedure in cases like this to investigate what might have caused the fire. It could be some kind of defect in the appliances that were in your home or in the construction of the house itself.
If we can figure it out, it might help us save people in the future. So if you can remember anything that might help, I would really appreciate it.
If it's standard procedure to bother injured orphans in the hospital, I don't even want to know what this lady would consider non-standard. But I figure the sooner I answer her questions, the sooner she'll leave.
Well, I don't know what caused it. When I woke up, the whole place was already ablaze.
The detective produces a small notebook and pencil from her pocket, as if to start jotting down the totally useless information.
The fire had already spread through the entire house.
Not all of it, I guess. My room was fine at first. But when I went out into the hallway, it seemed like there was fire everywhere. I couldn't get downstairs. In my parents' room.
When I close my eyes, I see flashes of the fire. The destruction of the house I grew up in. I can almost feel the suffocating heat on my face. I snap my eyelids open again to escape from a vision of the terrible sight in Mom and Dad's bedroom. Aya reaches towards my arm and the cool tingling of her incorporeal hand provides a bit of comfort.
It's okay, Zach. You're safe here. You don't have to tell her all the details if you don't want to.
Zach.
The detective tone shifts slightly as she's trying to be gentle. But I feel like I can detect a stern and ominous undercurrent just below the surface of her words.
What happened in your parents' room?
They were already dead! Okay?
I find myself snapping back at her, my voice cracking with emotion.
They were already dead! And there was nothing I could do. And I don't know anything about what happened to them. I don't know if they were in pain or if they were trying to get to me before they... I just don't know, okay? I was too late.
I'm sorry, Zachary. I know how difficult this must be.
I lost my father when I was about your age, too. I remember the pain and the rage I felt at the world that took him from me.
And the guilt. The feeling that I could have somehow done something to save him. But I couldn't have, Zachary. I was only a kid. It was a tragedy outside my control. All I could do was try to help prevent other people from meeting the same fate.
My skin crawls as she relates her oh-so-sad story. There's something so disingenuous and patronizing about it that makes me want to scream. I wonder if it's even true or if she's just making it up to get me to open up to her. Either way, it's not going to work. But I am a little bit curious about where she's going with it.
Yeah. So what did you do?
I became a detective. To solve crimes and put killers behind bars.
Are you saying you think what happened to my parents was a crime? You think someone set the fire on purpose?
No. That's not necessarily what I'm saying, Zachary. I'm just saying that you and I have something in common. And that you might be able to help save other people by helping us get to the bottom of whatever caused the fire.
I don't like this, Zach. I think there's something she's not telling you. If she thinks someone might have murdered your parents, then... You couldn't be a suspect in the crime, could you? You're innocent.
I won't ask you to relive any more of the details right now if it's too upsetting for you. But if there's anything else you remember, anything that was out of the ordinary about the fire or about what happened in the days leading up to it, it's really important that you tell me.
You don't have to tell her anything you don't want to, Zach. I'm worried.
Try to think of something that might help. As uncomfortable as I am about all of this, something came to mind just now that might be important.
Now that I think about it, there was something kind of weird that happened a few days before the fire.
The detective nods, pen poised to begin taking notes.
It might not have anything to do with it, but when I was walking home from school, I saw this shifty-looking guy hanging around the house.
Shifty looking? How so?
I mean, he was just kind of loitering around near my front porch on his own, and I had never seen him before. I'm sure he wasn't from my neighborhood.
Can you describe what he looked like?
I don't know. Just an average white guy, I guess. I think he was bald,
He was bold.
and he might have been wearing a suit.
Oh, he's a hitman. Oh my god. Agent 44 or Agent 47. 44. I generally can't remember very well. With everything that happened afterward, I had almost forgotten completely. A lot of my memories from before the fire feel like they've been eclipsed in significance now.
A suit?
Yeah, I think. I don't know. I walked up to the porch and asked if there was anything I could help him with, since, you know, he was just hanging out in front of my house. But when he asked me if I lived there, I got kinda scared. He had this really intimidating glare. So I told him no, that I lived down the street. And I walked away and went to the library for a while.
Did you ever see him again?
No, he was gone when I went back later. I meant to ask my dad if he was a friend of his or something, but he was working late that night, so I didn't get the chance. Do you think he was casing the place? Maybe he was trying to rob us and started the fire somehow by accident?
It's a possibility that I'll look into. Thank you for telling me.
The detective stands up and puts her notebook and pen back in her pocket.
I can see that you need time to rest. But if there's anything else you remember...
She leans forward and holds out a business card.
Ooh, let me take a look at that. I want to see what it says. Maybe she's not even a real detective.
I don't feel like putting in the effort to lift one of my sore arms to take the card from her, so I just lie still as Aya floats across the bed to examine it. The detective head snaps up and she squints in Aya's direction.
I guess it looks legit.
The hand holding the card seems to tremble for a moment. Then the detective moves as if to shake herself out of a distraction and places the card down on the small nightstand beside me.
You'd think that for all the funding this hospital gets, they could heat these private rooms better.
Oh, because Aya. Okay. I don't know what to say to that. After a moment, she just shrugs.
Well, goodbye, Zachary.
Goodbye. With that gruff farewell, the detective turns and stalks out of the room.
I'm glad she's finally done.
Aya rolls around to face me.
What do you want to do now, Zach? You're getting pretty good with those crutches. Want to go for a walk?
Maybe later. I'm really tired right now.
That conversation with the detective sapped me all of my energy.
Oh, okay. You should take a nap then. Man, I miss naps. They were nice. Oh well. Maybe I'll go check on the cute babies in the maternity ward. See you later.
Aya disappears and I let out a heavy sigh. I have an inkling this won't be the last I hear of the detective Sloane Tyrell. Of course she's gonna be coming back. Come on now. But yeah, the shady guy, shady bald guy, Agent 47 from Hitman. Okay, the next day, Aya coaxes me out of my room and down a few of the hospital's winding hallways. While I'm glad for the change of scenery, this little excursion starts to tire me out almost as soon as it begins. Moving with crutches still feels awkward and cumbersome, and I have to stop and lean against the wall every so often to give my good leg a bit of a break. Aya is literally flying circles around me, apparently unable to calm down enough to adjust to my lumbering speed.
Come on, it's not much farther.
Okay, I'm coming.
I do my best to pick up the pace a little as we approach a small wide exit door. Ahead of me, Aya disappears through it and then pops her head back in.
Sorry. I'd hold it open for you if I could, but...
Right, ghost.
Sighing, I struggle to balance my crutches in a way that allows me to open the door and pull myself through it. But once I make it outside...
Wow!
Wow. I'm sure it was worth the effort.
Isn't it beautiful?
Aya's led me to a large balcony that's absolutely covered in flowers and other plants. Vines creep around the hand railing and planters of all shapes and sizes hold the lush and brightly colored greenery. The view is made even more breathtaking by the size of the surrounding buildings. I recognize several other wings of the hospital as well as other parts of the university campus right next to it. I've been cramped in one room for so long that it's strange to be confronted with how massive the facility containing it really is.
This garden is actually part of the treatment for some of the hospital's longer-term residents. Like people who are struggling with depression. It can really help them to take care of the flowers and watch them grow.
Yeah, I bet. Being out here is making me feel a lot healthier already.
I hobble forward a few steps to look out over the railing, and then immediately regret it when my head swims at the distance from here to the ground. I shift back, a bit nauseously stumbling into a seated position on a small bench. I never used to be scared of heights before, but I guess breaking your leg after a desperate leap through a window will do that to you.
Are you okay?
Yeah, just give me a minute.
I look up at Aya, who's gazing at me with concern in her face. Her expression doesn't waver. She's patiently waiting for me to continue. I swallow.
I still haven't really told you everything that happened to me, have I?
Not in much detail. You don't have to though if it's upsetting you.
No, I want to. I think it might be helpful for me to talk about it. With someone who actually cares, I mean. Not like that detective yesterday.
Okay. If you want to talk, I'll listen.
I lean my head back and look up at the wispy white clouds in the bright blue sky.
I woke up one night and my house was on fire. The house I had lived in all my life. All my memories from my childhood up in flames. And when I went to find my parents, they were already dead.
It's much easier repeating the story this time. Maybe because I already got through it once with a detective, but I'm sure it helps to be in this nice relaxing garden with my friend too. That and the fact that I'm choosing to tell her myself and that I know she'd understand and not ask any questions if I changed my mind and wanted to stop.
I loved my parents. We didn't always get along, of course. They drove me crazy sometimes. But they took care of me. They taught me a lot.
I take a moment to swallow the emotion welling up inside of me. It still hurts to remember, but I want to tell Aya everything.
I had to just leave them. Their bodies in the burning house. I was so scared I was going to die too. The fire was spreading everywhere, and I was stuck on the top floor. In the end, I had to jump out a window. I couldn't even get the window open. I just had to smash right through the glass and hope for the best. So that's how I broke my leg, and got all those terrible cuts I had when you first saw me. But hey, I made it out alive.
I find myself smiling at the conclusion of the tale, like a weight has been lifted off my shoulders to have told someone about it.
Wow, Zach! I didn't know you were so brave. Jumping out of a top floor window that wasn't even open? I don't know if I could ever do something that scary.
Sure you could. You can fly and walk through walls, remember?
Aya giggles.
Oh yeah. I guess I was thinking about when I was alive.
Do you remember much? About back then?
Nah, not really. It's just, I know I was a normal person like you once. I have this vague sense of it. I know I wasn't always like this. It used to make me sad that I couldn't really remember.
It doesn't make you sad anymore?
Nope.
Aya gives me a cheerful grin.
I got new memories now. Some really incredible ones, too. Like the old woman who showed me this garden.
Someone showed you?
Yeah. I mean, not directly. She couldn't see me or hear me like you can. But I followed her and saw her watering the flowers almost every day.
She was a patient here?
Aya nods.
She had cancer. She was in and out of the hospital for a long time. Sometimes it got better. Other times it got worse. But no matter how bad it got, she always tried to water the flowers when she was here. She loved flowers. You'd think someone suffering like that would be sad all the time, and sometimes she was. But she still had so much joy in her. I got to know her a lot, hanging around her room. Her name was Liz, and she was a retired teacher. Her partner used to visit her a lot, and he used to make her laugh about silly little things. And she talked so fondly about everything they had done together when they were younger. All the things she was grateful to have seen and experienced. I don't think she had any regrets.
She sounds like a nice lady. Reminds me of my grandmother a little bit.
The one who liked Jeopardy?
Jeopardy, yes.
Yeah. She was cracking jokes right up until the end. Did she die too?
Eventually, yeah. I was there, actually. A part of me wondered if she'd come back as a ghost. If the moment the heart monitor flatlined, if her soul would drift out of her body and she'd be just like me. I would have had so much to talk to her about. But no dice. She was just gone.
I almost want to tell Aya I'm sorry, except for how much it annoys me when people say that to me.
Have you ever seen another ghost before?
Nope, just me. You'd think another one would pop up once in a while in a place like this, right? But nothing yet. I wonder what's different about me and the other people.
I shrug. I shrug.
Maybe you came back for a reason. Like you have a mission or something.
That idea perks Aya right back up.
Yeah! And my mission is
She contemplates for a moment.
to solve all the mysteries of this hospital. Starting with that weird flower over there.
Where?
What's it steal? I've never seen one like that before.
I turn toward the corner of the balcony where she's pointing.
Huh, that one does look kind of weird.
Is it the result of a mad scientist experiment? Or simply a freak of nature? Find out next time on Aya's Amazing Adventures.
Our usual happy mood restored, Aya and I goof around a bit more in the garden before heading back to my room. What she said really got me thinking though. Why is she the only ghost either of us has ever seen? Could my idea that she's here for a reason be true? And if so, what reason is that? I mean, yeah, she's here for a reason, of course, but what? She has no memories, no nothing, so it is really hard to tell. After a while, I feel Aunt Claire in on what happened with that intimidating detective.
She said she was trying to help, but I don't know. It kind of creeped me out.
Yeah, here's my first lesson as your new guardian, kid. Never talk to the cops without a lawyer.
She picks up the business card from the nightstand and examines it with suspicion.
If she comes back, you call me right away. You don't have to tell her anything.
Do you think she suspects me of doing something wrong?
I don't know. Hopefully not. But she's not your friend either. Remember that.
Yeah, that part shouldn't be too difficult.
Claire disdainfully tosses the business card back down.
So, anything else interesting happen around here lately? Any hot hospital gossip?
I chuckle.
Well, one of the nurses was telling me about some drama with her book club. Apparently, one of the other ladies in it said she was tired of reading depressing books and only wanted to read fun stuff from then on. Which caused a bit of a scuffle because a few of them had been trying to pick books by more diverse authors with messages about social issues and stuff. So now they're having a whole debate about the importance of educating yourself about problems in the world versus the value of escapist media for your mental health.
Yes! That's the kind of gossip I'm talking about. You gotta keep me updated. I want to know if they end up forming 2 different splinter groups.
Okay, I'll ask her about it next time she's on shift.
Awesome!
Oh, and I found this really cool little garden area on one of the hospital's balconies. Actually, my friend Aya showed me.
Cool! How's Aya doing? You never did get around to introducing us.
I sigh, wishing that I could.
Yeah, she has a lot of difficulties talking to strangers.
That's basically accurate, I guess. I guess Aunt Claire is probably just picturing a very different kind of problem than the real one.
You must be a pretty special kid to get her to open up to you then.
Again, maybe I am, but not in the way she thinks.
I hope you'll be able to stay in touch after you get out of here.
Yeah, me too.
If that's even possible.
Hey, do you remember the last time you were in the hospital? Or were you too young?
I remember going to the ER when I hit my head in gym class in the 4th grade.
I had a minor concussion and I'll never forgive Jeff Spencer for knocking me over.
No, I mean earlier than that. You had to stay for a little while when you were, 5 years old or something? When your appendix burst.
Oh yeah, I haven't thought about that in ages.
I do have a little scar from the surgery, but it's faded so much over the years that it's easy to forget about.
Was it this hospital?
I think it was the smaller one across town. You were born in this one, though. Not that you'd remember that. But I'll never forget your dad calling me about it. I was planning to be back in town for your mom's due date, but you came almost a month early. I was staying with this nice family in Brazil who got woken up in the middle of the night by your dad. He was trying to explain in absolutely awful Portuguese that he needed to talk to me. I don't know if anything he said made much sense, but they got me up and handed me the phone, and your dad said, "Claire, it's a boy!" I couldn't wait to get back home and meet you.
Was I a cute baby?
Zach.
Claire leans in with a solemn expression on her face as if she's about to tell me something really serious.
You were the absolute ugliest baby I've ever seen.
Oh my god, she's based. I laugh.
No way! I bet I was adorable.
You looked like a grumpy old man, and you cried all the time. But your parents were totally obsessed with you. They kept trying to tell me how amazing you were, and I was like, are you sure about that? Babies, man. I've never gotten the big deal about them.
You've never thought about having a baby?
Never. I don't think I'd be able to handle all that stress. Your mom never seemed to have too much trouble with it, though. I mean, she was tired all the time, but she was happy. She really loved you.
I nod silently, feeling a lump forming in my throat.
And I did too, of course, no matter how funny looking you were. Especially when you got a bit older and started talking, and we could hang out a bit. I used to try to give you art tips with your little finger painting set. Remember that?
Yeah, we have some of that on video. Or
My heart sinks.
we used to. I guess all our old tapes were probably lost in the fire.
Aunt Claire gently takes my hand.
Oh, I'm sorry about that, kid. Hey, maybe we can film some new home videos together. With the digital camera this time, so we can have backups.
Should I get a new finger painting set too? We could reenact the old ones.
I think you're about old enough for some fancier art supplies than that, if you're interested.
Sure, I could try it out. I've always liked doodling in the margins of my notes in class.
In that case, I'll teach you everything I know. You'll be hobnobbing with the elite at fancy gallery openings in no time.
Yeah, they'll be falling over themselves to bid on my early masterpieces, like caricature of Mr. Struthers and number 2 pencil.
Exactly. Does your friend Aya like to draw? Maybe she could come over for a lesson sometime too.
Maybe. I'll ask her.
That would be nice. You can have friends over whenever you want, you know. I've been talking to a landlord about a pretty nice house, So if things work out, we'll have plenty of room for guests.
Sounds good. Thanks, Aunt Claire.
No problem.
She gives me a big cheesy grin and a thumbs up.
Well, if there's nothing else you need, I guess I'll head out for now. It's getting late.
It's getting late. It's lights out.
See you around, kid.
See you.
She gives me a squeeze on the shoulder on her way out. I close my eyes and lean back against the pillows, thinking about all those cute and funny videos from my childhood that I won't get to watch anymore. Dad used to love putting those on for birthdays or holidays and telling me all kinds of other stories about what I was like as a little kid. I guess now it's just up to me to remember.
I do like drawing, you know?
I open my eyes to see that Aya suddenly materialized in front of me.
Or I used to, when I could hold a pencil, I think.
Maybe I can hold a pencil for you, and you can tell me what to draw.
Ooh, sounds fun! I want to make a comic with superheroes!
That might be a little complicated for me.
Boo! Negative attitude! You won't know unless you try.
I chuckle and shake my head as Aya continues to regale me with her high-concept comic ideas. Maybe it really would be fun to give it a try sometime. That was nice, honestly. Talking with Aunt Claire? Pretty nice. Okay, I think, yeah, we'll end our episode there for now. So, yeah, pretty... It's just fun moments in this episode, yeah. And, I mean, the beginning was kind of serious because of Detective Sloane. Detective Sloane Tyrell. Yeah, but after that, it was just pretty, what do you call that? Good feeling. Yeah, with Aya taking us outside, going to the garden. And Aunt Claire talking with us. And the memories of the past, especially, right? So pretty good. So next episode, we'll just continue this again, of course. I hope we get more of the story, I mean. Yeah, we advance a little bit. I'm honestly like looking forward on who is Aya? Like, why is she here? Yes. Why is she a ghost? What happened to her? I want to know. And yeah, our burn or the what do you call this? The fire at the house. Who did it? And if it's not an accident, why did he do it? Right? So I'll just see you in the next episode, guys. Bye bye.